Welcome to this edition of The Seven. I, of course, am your very exhausted host, Donovan Sharpe. I am running on fumes, but that's okay. I am here for y'all. Myron Gaines is running a little bit late. He is probably driving into Miami as we speak. I think Jap said he had something to do, but at any rate, I get to ban my first member. I have banned members before. But Andres Castro says, bro, 697 USD is like 850 CAD. Way too expensive. Well, Andres, you can take your $3.99 membership and you can go fuck yourself. If you think it's too expensive, don't fucking buy it. Don't come into my fucking chat trying to tell me what my shit is. You can go fuck yourself with that. Peace the fuck out. And I'll refund you your $4 fucking dollars. I swear to God. This is what pisses me off the most about people like him. People like him, and you guys can all attest to this. That dude has no idea how difficult. Listen, it's easy to create shitty content, right?
Right.
It's easy to have a fucking opinion and a goddamn smartphone and just nah. It's very easy to do that, okay? It is very difficult to do what I do. But hey, listen, you know what? Some people aren't willing to pay $700 to save $700,000. That's fine. I ain't mad at you. But don't come into my chat as a member and tell me that it's too expensive. Fam, it's too expensive for you. And if it's too expensive for you, listen, if $6.97 is too expensive, then $3.99 per month is something you shouldn't be paying. Get the fuck out of here. At any rate, Amar Kermani says, how do you put name? Don't orange me. Don't at me. You guys know how that is. Anyway, let me introduce tonight's esteemed panel. First up on the screen, the man in Texas, none other than Steve the Dean Williams. How you been this week, Steve?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Next up, the man in the NYC who has a wife and a girlfriend, and I think his girlfriend also has a girlfriend. Mr. Lucario, what's going on, brother?
That's popping off. I don't even think my girlfriend has a girlfriend. She's in the room with me. You have a girlfriend?
I do not have a girlfriend.
She said she ain't got a girlfriend. I guess I was the rumor, but hey, you never know.
Hey, listen, you know how it is.
That was good, y'all. It was good.
The man in Minneapolis, the Snow Bunny Smasher, the Snow Bunny Bunker Buster, Solo TV 84. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, it's been a crazy weekend. I've got crazy new content coming up.
Oh, okay.
With these snow bunnies, I interviewed like 3 of them. I'm also single, so what's up? Let's go.
Oh, okay. We're going to the Snow Bunny signal, like the bat signal, right? Like the bat signal.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Hashtag Pinkfoot. You know how that goes. Last and certainly not least, the best dressed and best smelling man on the panel, other than Kevin Samuels. And Kevin, fam, listen, man, Kevin's going to pass me and subscribers here in about 15 minutes. Seriously, man.
Yeah.
Your ascent has been unbelievable, man. I'm gonna tell you what, dude. Your content, it's so addictive. I'm trying to get to bed and I can't stop. I'm like, dude, I gotta turn this shit off. I'm in bed. I'm watching Kevin fucking Samuels. But like, all jokes aside, though, man, how is it? What is it like? Finally, sort of being recognized for creating good content, man.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it does feel good.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, I am more excited about the men I'm impacting, the people who never have heard of this stuff before, who will be impacted, who will be able to make better decisions, who may not fall into a lot of those same old traps, and then to get a lot of women who would normally be like, oh, this is turning me off, to actually sit down and reconsider some of the things that they may have kind of poo-pooed and thrown away. So I think it's all good, man. It's anytime you get exposed to a larger audience and then to go like viral on World Star, that's crazy. So yeah, it's a good thing.
One thing I like about your style, Kevin, when you're interviewing these women, like when they're, and it's so funny, it's like they are calling to get the spanking they never got. They seem to like the punishment. But one thing, you have an uncanny ability to see right through the bullshit. Like, okay, how old are you? Well, I'm 29, but blah, blah, blah. Well, hold on. 29. What happened between you and your husband? Well, what happened was, and you always catch them. How did you acquire that skill?
20 plus years in corporate sales.
Wow.
Millions of dollars worth of sales training, sales psychology, additional sales stuff, neuro-linguistic programming.
Wow.
I mean, if anybody remembers the $6 Million Man, I have a lot of training in me. So one of the best things I learned in the sales is to become an active listener and a consultative salesperson. So that's why in sales is the closest thing you can get to be an entrepreneur working for somebody else. And the guy who will go for the big ticket items is willing to be assertive, can actually find out what the customer really wants and needs, and then tie it to a benefit of your product. You get to make sales. So that's really where it comes from. Some of my favorite movies in the world are Michael Douglas in the original Wall Street.
Yes.
Glenn Ross. It's the love child of both of those movies, Boiler Room. I love those movies. And then of course my favorite movie of all, The Godfather. And The Godfather, his life, man. So it's a career, but it's actually a skill that actually is crossover, and it's being used to pretty good effect right now. I'm digging it.
Good. Well, listen, I think I speak for everyone on the panel and in the audience, dude. We are very, very proud of your rapid growth, man, because when guys like you succeed, we all succeed. And I think having us on the panel, I think we sort of help each other. And it's almost like we're the fruits of our labor, and the more we do this, I think the more we all benefit. So definitely congratulations for your recent
this is the new Rat Pack, baby. I kid you not. I've been a part of some great collaborations over my career, over my YouTube, but to see the breadth of experience in here, the diversity, man, this is 92 Dream Team.
You know what's crazy though? Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
When I saw your video on World Star, I saw something that I hardly ever seen, was that they were actually agreeing with what you were saying in the comments.
Wow. Right.
It never happens. Never happens on World Star. I was like,
and all I'm doing is I am translating all of the man first, red pill, own your shit, high value man stuff that's been rolling around here for years. I'm translating it into a kind of message that people who will normally not even hear it be able to sit down in bite size and understand it. That's really what I'm doing.
It's incredible, man. It really
and
is.
Because I believe it, because I'm not just saying it to make numbers. Right. I believe the shit I'm saying too. So I'm not just saying it to be hot. So that's the difference, I think.
But the thing is you're so you're very good at what you do, and you make it look like you're like me. I'm not effortless, dude. I'm up here bulging. I'm fucking bleeding out of my face. I'm like, but you make it look so fucking easy, man. And dude, every time I always say to Def, dude, I wish I could have like 10% of Kevin's fucking pool.
Is anybody
my blood pressure right now?
If you're a basketball fan, Akeem Olajuwon was known for doing something called the Dream Shake.
Dream Shake. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But he developed that skill not on the basketball court, but on the soccer field.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. He was a very good soccer player, and those little movements he learned in another career served him well on the big stage. So that's really what I'm doing. I've developed these things over a course of a career, and now I'm doing it just on a different stage.
Yeah.
So Hakeem Olajuwon made the Dream Shake look easy, but if you ever look at any centers or people try to do that, like, we just can't, because the footwork took a long time to develop.
And if you don't believe Kevin, just ask Shaquille O'Neal, who the Dream absolutely embarrassed, I think, in the 94 NBA Finals. 94 and 95 is one of the 2 years that Jordan was on for 2 years. Okay, let me quickly get to the super chats, and then we will get to the topic at hand. Shout out to Nigel Coyote, who looks like he's trying to kick a nigga's ass in his avatar. Says, you guys are the best. Much love from Atlanta. Thank you very much for the super chat, Nigel Coyote. Also, Black Wolf Inc. with the $5 super chat says, let's get some feelings hurt today. Shout outs to the Godfather, the bad boy, baby. Is that what they call you, the Godfather now, Kevin?
I call myself the Godfather of style, but now it's kind of stuck, and we even played a little The Godfather theme, you know, we got the Godfather scene, got the ring and all that. We got all that, baby. Kiss the ring, baby. It's a brand, baby. It's a brand.
Hard work, then go home. The red pill is a magic pill. You get you won't get courses or videos for cheap. Save up and invest is something taught in the red pill. There is no excuse. So, of course, we are all, oh, wait a minute. NYKia 31 says, I discovered Kevin Samuels 1 week ago. Very impressed. Holy shit. That means I'm not doing my job, because NYKia 31 has been a follower of mine for years. So if he's just heard of you, then I need to start shouting you out a little bit more.
There we go.
At any rate, so tonight's show, of course, is sponsored by my signature course, Womanese Volume 2, what she says versus what she means. The numbers are incredible. It is like I had a projection in terms of students to enroll. Like I wanted a certain amount to enroll. Not only did I eclipse that number in the first 4 hours, right? I think I've quintupled my numbers from last time. So thank you guys all very, very much for the support. For that reason, Womanese Volume 3 is absolutely going to obliterate Volumes 1 and 2. More on that later. Big Brandon says it was the 95 finals. It was the year that the Magic beat the Bulls. Right. Right. Okay. I got you. He's 100% right on that. Okay. So for the topic at hand, Oblong says, how do I watch the replay later? Patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe, or you can follow any one of these guys, because I always send the video to them. They can post it to their YouTube channels, their patrons, whatever the case may be. But if you want to watch it, if you're looking to watch it here, watch the replay here, Patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Just making an appearance down there. Mr. Worldwide 305, right on time. True Chino says, missing one, Myron. And there he is. What's going on, dude? How you doing?
Just got in from this rainstorm. I was chilling with Lucario. We were kicking him, bro.
What up,
Word up, man?
Yeah, you got back fast, bro.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how I did. I should have crashed like 5 times. Just storming down here.
God damn.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Listen, I thought you were being one of those big booty Brazilian bitches.
No, that was this morning.
All right. Okay, cool, good stuff.
What's up,
Yeah,
everybody?
Mr. Jap, I haven't heard from him. Hopefully he's okay. I know Jap has sort of a crazy schedule on Sundays, so we'll try to accommodate them. At any rate, let us get to the topic at hand. So the topic is how to stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls. Obviously, the segue seamlessly into Womanese Volume 2. So let's go around the panel and give our opening salvos. How can men stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls? Steve, what you got?
What I would say the first thing that they got to do is have more of a sense of self. Because if a woman sits around and realizes that you don't have a sense of self, she's going to kind of walk over you. But the more you learn about yourself and the more you know what your name is, your authenticity and things like that, what happens is when you deal with a woman, you're not really dealing with her tricks and stuff. She's dealing with you. So it's kind of like a different thing where you're saying, okay, this is who I am. You're going to accept me. But if you act up and you think that I'm weak, or you think, the flavor's soft or whatever, you got another thing coming, brother.
Yeah, listen, well said. And I think this is one thing that you consistently preach to guys. The game, too many guys think the game is about women.
Never.
And dude, the further you get into the game, the more you realize that it has nothing to do with women and everything to do with yourself. And as soon as you realize that and put that into action, it's almost like you become Superman. Benjamin Newkirk with the $5 super chat says, good team of brothers here. Can't miss this much knowledge in one video. Benjamin Newkirk has some fly ass fucking motorcycles. Like for real. Like this dude's got some choppers. Mr. Lucario, what is your opinion? What would you tell 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings? Mr. Lucario, I'm tired of getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls. Where am I going wrong?
Right. Well, I would say this. First guys got to understand, I did a video about this a while ago, is that women generally have no identity. So basically what that means is a woman is going to act how she feels she wants to act based off who she's interacting with. So there's no technically good girl or bad girl. She just is what she's going to be based off what's going to benefit her. But also I say like this. I say think about Superman, right? You got Superman and then you got Clark Kent. It's the same person. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So guys have to look at women that way, where guys will say, well, I want a girl who's a good girl, right? But who's not the bad girl. Remember, she's both. She's Clark Kent and she's Superman. You see what I mean? So she's the same chick, but she's basing how she's going to act based off of who she's interacting with. So if she wants to, she's going to pretend to be the good girl because she wants to maybe extract resources from you. She may want to use you for whatever you got. And so she's going to pretend to be that quote unquote good girl. But then later on, you're going to find out that that's not really what's popping off. You know what I'm saying?
Good stuff, man. Very, very well said. Let's go to Myron. Fresh off the highway. How can men stop getting, and I know this isn't a one word or a one sentence answer, right? This is obviously a question that encompasses many things, but where would you advise a man to start if he comes to you and says, Myron, how do I stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls?
So I think that starts with guys identifying how women run game and how women run game versus how men run game. Men sell success, women sell purity. So when girls are angling for a relationship, and Lucario I hate going after Lucario, man. Hit the nail on the head. Like, a girl is going to contort and change herself to fit your programming if she sees you as high value enough, and that she sees you as one of the best counterparts that she can get in her life. So she might, let's say a chick is promiscuous, right? And like, she does all this wild stuff, whatever. And typically, we all know more than likely from the numbers and everything like that, that might not be a good person to have a long-term relationship with. But when she meets you, she changes her whole program, and she's acting conservative. She's being feminine and polite. She's acting all nice, all this other stuff. And she's going to change it because she sees the high value in you and doesn't want to lose that. So she's going to sell you purity. She's going to maybe not be as open to being sexual with you from the beginning. She's going to tell you, I don't do that. I'm not that type of girl. All these things to put in your head that she's pure, because the reality is guys are naturally repulsed by girls that are super promiscuous. Like, if like one of the biggest things that girls that like work OnlyFans or work on webcam, what they sell to the client is they tell them, oh, daddy, you're the only one. No one does this like you, whatever. And when you sell that purity and like that kind of that how do I say that singular type relationship, like, oh, you're the only one I'm talking to, guys eat that up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what girls sell. So once you identify how girls run game, which is by far the biggest thing, they sell their sexuality and they sell their purity. Once you figure those two things out, then you're able to kind of navigate correctly and keep yourself and protect yourself from girls that are camouflaging themselves as something that they're not, that they're trying to camouflage themselves as something they're really not.
Excellent. Kevin, what is your opinion? And we'll go to Solo after Kevin. What is the first thing you would advise a man who comes to you and says, Kevin, how do I stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls?
Stop looking with your eyes and start listening with your ears.
Ooh, yeah.
Often men get bamboozled by beauty in the booty. Facts. Okay, I mean, I have women calling into my show all the time, and I can always tell when I have a high value, beautiful woman coming up to my show. Her face is beat to the gods, her hair is out here, her titties are showing, and I give them the same treatment I give everyone else because I'm used to it.
Right.
So you got to act like you've been there. You got to ask the same questions you would ask from a bad girl, this beautiful woman that you would ask from a chick that may look like Precious. And see, I'll leave it there, man. It really ain't much more than that.
Oh my goodness. Wow, Precious. Y'all leave Precious alone now. Come on now. She's big and beautiful. Didn't Gabourey Sidibe, didn't she lose like 20 pounds or some shit? No.
Man, she lose weight, she's still boy, like you better go on.
Yeah, listen, still running down the street with that bucket of chicken, right? All right, Solo. In your opinion, if a young buck and you're one of the younger guys on the panel, but you've got that game knowledge, what's the first thing you would advise a man to do if he asks you, hey, how can I stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls?
Okay, first of all, I have to quote the book of the Gospel of Future, chapter 1, verse 1. To the streets they come from, and to the streets they all shall return, okay? So when you realize a lot of these women that we're dealing with in 2020, if they're, 35 or younger,
yes,
they're all for the streets, okay? They all belong to the streets. But one of the biggest things is pay attention to actions. Actions speak louder than words, okay? A woman can run. See, we all think that women don't use game. They do. Women will tell men what they want to hear, And then, like Kevin said, salute to him. A lot of guys then fall for the sugar walls.
Yep.
And then they get open. They call it tender dick, right? Tender dick is what you remember one of the greatest movies anybody who's red pill should watch is Casino. Okay.
Oh, yeah, very good movie, 95.
Yeah, Casino's, you got that, what's his name? I forgot his Ace Rosenthal or something like that. And
this guy, about the actor, or because it was Joe Pesci, Sharon Stone, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, the character Robert De Niro played, right?
Okay.
The guy was a big mobster, right, Donovan? And then what happened? He had Las Vegas on Smash. The mob was getting a lot of money. Then Sharon Stone came and they fucked it all up.
Yep.
They lost it. So the point I'm trying to make is that pay attention to a woman's actions. And, we have to go through a vetting process and also recognize that, when see a lot of things that guys do, and I used to do this a lot, is we start building up women in our mind, especially if she's a beautiful woman. We put her on this pedestal where we think she's a goddess, or we treat her like Pusaliah, like they said in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? And the reality is that, you have to have a woman prove herself. And a lot of men are okay with just a woman being beautiful. And that's why a lot of men are getting torn out the frame in divorce court and other things.
Right. That's right. Listen, my opinion on this is, it's simple yet complicated, but simple. And let me explain what I mean. Lucario was right. Women, and this takes a long time for men to learn and understand. And I understand why some men at various stages would never really think this, right? But you gotta understand and get this through your thick skulls. Women are neither good or bad. Okay, women are not evil creatures. Okay, by the same token, they're not virtuous creatures either. Women are loyal to themselves, and the reason they are loyal to themselves is because they have to be. They are the weaker, smaller sex. Yep. When the shit hits the fan, they need a man. That's all there is to it. But what you have to understand is that women are neither good or bad. Okay, they simply are. They're water. They take the shape of the container that they're put in. If they're put in a shitty container, they're going to act like shitty human beings. Here's another thing, and I think that either Myron or Lucario mentioned this. Never, ever, ever, ever let a woman make you believe that you are the first, the best, the only. Never, ever. Because what women are experts at doing, especially these days, is they make men believe that they are somehow unique or special in some way. They don't do this to stroke his ego. No, what they do, the reason they do this is they do this so that a man tamps down his better judgment, right? So for example, if she sends you a text message, hey, I'm out with the girls, I'm going to be running a little bit late, I'll be home by 10:30. Now, what are we all thinking? Okay, she's getting her back blown out by Tyrone or Chad, right? But she did say I was the best lover she ever had. So if she is going to go with somebody, then they can't be as good as me, right? Can't be as big as me, right? Women know and understand that the way to a man's heart is not through his stomach. It's through his ego. Never let a woman make you believe that she can't get from you, that she can't get from someone else what she gets from you. Dude, my girl included. There are plenty of men out there who could offer my girl everything that I offer. Now, maybe not all in the same man, and that is what makes us men truly unique, right? The more of these things you have in your favor, the less likely-ish your woman is to step out on you. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand that there's nothing special about you. We as men, we're expendable. That's just all there is to it. And this is one of the many reasons why women treat us the way they do. Back to what Solo said. Women do absolutely run game. Okay,
facts.
And this and it's very different from the way men run game. Men, we run game to get pussy. Okay, women have to run game to get commitment. They don't have to run game to get dick. All they got to be is there, and they get hit in the face with dicks all the time, right? No, what a woman really wants is a man of values commitment. That's where they have to have that game. So I'll actually make a dichotomy here. So you've got your typical PUA, pickup artist, Mystery, Neil Strauss, Owen Cook, the RSD guys. Well, what we're beginning to find is that later on down the road, these guys are getting into long-term relationships and faltering. Like these guys are being taken to the cleaners. Why? Because that PUA game doesn't translate to relationships. Pickup artist game definitely has its utilities, but it's only really good for the art of the one night stand. After the lights come back on, you're not really that person, right? But here's where women get over on men. Women run that same PUA game in that they make a man up front believe that she is wifey or girlfriend material. They keep the facade up for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. Before you know it, the guy's ready to commit to her. Some guys are even ready to propose. As soon as she gets that ring, her legs snap shut, her waist expands, and she becomes a fucking bitch. And all of a sudden, she's wanting to hang out with your best friend.
And they win because they win so much because guys don't know. You know what I'm saying?
That's just it. Girls and this makes people upset on either end. Girls hate PUAs because PUAs have figured out the key how to fuck them without really too much effort or money. Well, this is the same reason why men are extremely frustrated with women, because women make them think that they're relationship or wife material when in actuality they are not. The last thing I'll say here is the reason why a lot of guys, and dude, Solo, you hit it on the head again. The reason why men keep getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls is because looks is all that matters to them, number one. Number two, they're not taking enough time to vet these women. Well, she's cooked and cleaned for me for 3 months. She's got to be wife material. Negative, fam. It takes you at least 6 months to thoroughly vet a female. And even then, you need at least another 6 months to make that decision. With my girl, I vetted and trained her for 18 months before I committed. Listen, this is how this has to go. There are so many guys that are, just like Solo said, that are requiring only beauty. And don't get me wrong, a woman's beauty can be very stupefying and intoxicating. But if you can't be impervious to a woman's beauty, then they're going to get over on you every single time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man.
Go ahead, Myron.
All I was going to say was, like, the thing is, and this is why guys got to get out there and date and figure this out, because if you don't know what you're doing, she's gonna sell the purity to you. She's going to give you the femininity up front. And if you're not able to discern, hey, is this for real? Is this how she really is? And quite frankly, you're going to need experience and you're going to need time. Because the reason why you need to use time is because you need to give her enough time to actually take that mask off. Because she's going to keep the mask on as long as that she can extract. You were saying commitment. I would say also, Donovan, resources. Because girls, there's a bunch of chicks that will deal with a guy and give him what he wants because he's paying her bills or whatever. And the thing is that a lot of guys don't know is that, and we're talking about this early on Lucario's stream, is that girls have dudes in different roles. Like, there's a foodie guy, there's a Uber guy, there's a rent guy, there's a dude that she's actually banging. And then, like, depending on what's required, she gives the sexual access to the man. She gives the bare minimum sexual access to the guy that will continue to allow her to get the resource from the guy. So, for example, like, if she's able to go on a date with this old dude and all he wants to do is just get dinner and she doesn't have to bang him, but she just got to show up and have dinner with him, she'll just do that. She ain't going to go any further than that. But then she might have another guy that pays her rent, but she's going to want to, he wants to get laid twice a week. So she's going to do that. She's going to do the bare minimum required to keep getting the resource that's needed. And sometimes, a lot of times, she'll have multiple guys fulfilling multiple needs in her life. So she'll sell that purity to be able to do it. So you, as a guy nowadays, you need to be able to quickly figure out what type of woman you're dealing with. Because there's a lot of girls, especially nowadays, man. You're talking about, like, your younger women in their 20s, whatever, with the emergence of OnlyFans, seeking arrangement, these sugar daddy websites, online dating, Instagram, etc. Women have access to more men than ever before. So they definitely have a pluralistic mating strategy where they're using a bunch of guys for different roles to fulfill in their life, because a lot of them don't have the resources or ability. Like, I can't tell you how many girls I've dated. Dude. You look at their Instagram, they're in, like, foreign countries that cost thousands of dollars to go to. And you're like, yo, how could you afford it? But then you figure it out. Oh, okay. She has this guy that takes her on trips. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how it is, but, like, a lot of guys want to stick their head in the sand and not accept the reality that this is how women date nowadays. And the thing is, girls will never tell you this, because the other thing too is that women know that if they tell a guy, oh yeah, I'm seeing multiple guys, whatever, he's gonna immediately start to judge her and like try to put her in a category like, oh, you're a hoe, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they'll never admit it. You'll just have to kind of look beyond what she tells you, watch her actions, just like Kevin was talking about, and see what's going on, and then be able to figure this out on your own, because she'll never tell you.
Big shout out goes to Red Pill Mike. I'll come to Lucario right after. Was that Lucario or Solo that wanted to?
That was me. I'm gonna say something.
Yeah. I'm gonna come to you right after this. So Red Pill Mike with the big $50 super
Thanks,
chat.
Bro.
We appreciate that. And again, guys, if you support one of us, you support all of us. We split the super chats evenly at the end of the night, so we certainly appreciate that. Of course, YouTube gets the biggest percentage, the 30%. Anyway, he says bad girls are not born. Men make bad girls by rewarding them for no effort and bad behavior. Stop simping and start pimping. Bad girls will suck you off and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? if you train her to do so. Hail the 7. Before we answer that, Lucario, what did you have on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, because you made me think of something when you said the whole thing about vetting your girl for about 18 months. And that's what I always suggest guys do, because if you want to really figure out or find out how the girl you're dealing with is, like how she actually is, who she really is, you have to vet her for that amount of time, at least a year or a year and a half, because that's going to show you the real her, because it's only so long she can pretend. You see what I mean? And so what's going to happen is the real her is going to come out at some point. But unfortunately, because a lot of guys don't have game, what they do is once they get that girl, they're like, oh shit, I got to meet this hot girl that wants to deal with me. So they want to wife her up quickly so that they can lock her down, because they're like, I'm never going to get a girl as hot as this. I'm never going to be able to be in this position or this situation. And then when you do that, that's when you get, played, especially these guys who will marry these women. So you marry these women who would use you for your resources, because they see that you ain't got nothing else. They're not really feeling you like that. And that's when you get the situation where you hear guys say, I'm married, I only have sex once a month with my wife, and she treats me bad.
Oh my God.
she was never interested in him, but he didn't give enough time to really vet her to see what she was really about. You feel what I'm saying?
Solo, did you have something to add to that?
I mean, Lucario basically said something that's very important, and something that a lot of guys, don't. A lot of guys, Donovan, and I'm pretty sure you get the emails that I get. The guys say, "Oh, Donovan, my girlfriend is always disrespectful, or she's always nagging, or she's always, hanging out with other guys." And then they're like, "Oh, she's like the hottest girl I ever had." And one thing that I hate, Donovan, is when a guy emails me for advice and I tell him something that he doesn't want to hear.
Right.
You know what that means? So he's emailing me because he wants me to say something to confirm, like, just give her another chance. Yeah. And so for me personally, I'm not going to tell a guy, just bend over and let her put the rod up in your, you know what? No, I tell the guy straight up, if this girl is not on your program, then you gotta move. Like I said, you guys know I had a chick that I was dealing with. You know what? I had to send her back to the streets, because there comes a point in time where now you want to interfere with my businesses, my YouTube business, and then my photography business. And then you know what? I got to let you go, because I can't let a woman get in the way of me chasing my purpose, chasing this paper. I just can't. And a lot of guys are willing to bend over to appease the woman. And that's why a lot of these guys end up getting screwed over in divorce court and all of that, because a lot of men, they're not willing to stand on their square, as Steve would say. A lot of men are not willing to stand 10 toes down on their principle, and that's when they get tore out the frame.
Facts, man. And Solo, we talked about this on your show too, bro. Like, guys will sit there and tolerate bad behavior from a chick just because she's bad, and it's like, you the really attractive girls, you have to cut them the fastest. Like, a lot of guys will sit there and actually be like, "Oh, let me think about this. Like, she's really hot. Like, it's okay. I could do it." Nah, man. With the most attractive girls will punish you if you don't keep them in line. Like, they will absolutely punish you hardcore, because they're so used to getting their way and not being held accountable. So that if you don't hold them accountable, they're going to put you in the same category as every other sucker and simp that they've dealt with before, and they're going to lose respect for you. So you need to put them in their place right away, man. Like, it's actually the less attractive girls that are that are gonna be easier to train than the hot ones. The hot ones are a pain in the ass, because here's the thing: you want to sleep with a hot girl, cool. But if you want to train one for a relationship, you better get ready, bro, because that's where you're really gonna have to be tested, because she is 100% gonna do things that's gonna piss you off. She's 100% gonna do things that are not conducive to the relationship lasting, because she is so used to getting her way and doing, behave. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. If you're with a girl, right? We all know that social media is like, every girl is like, clout is a currency, and I always say Instagram is the fucking bank. So these girls, they'll put up stories, showing themselves, whatever, and they're not making money from it. So, like, if you're with a chick, right, and she's bad, and you're like, "Yo, stop putting stories up like that," she's gonna be like, "What?" Exactly. But then you're gonna tell her, like, "Hey, don't do it. You got a choice. You want to get more followers, or you want to have a boyfriend."
There you go.
But a lot of guys aren't willing to do that with really bad chicks. And it's like, to me, I look at it like, if she's not making money from these posts and putting that money in your pocket and helping you build the empire, then she's just trying to get attention, and that's a problem.
Look,
that's a serious problem.
Check this out. And listen, let's not make any mistake about it. Can you train a 9 or a 10 to be a doting, dutiful girlfriend? Absolutely. But here's the caveat. There is a cost to that, right? A lot of people, dude, a lot of my detractors like say, well, Donovan's with a 36-year-old because he can't handle a 24-year-old hot girl. Sure, I can. I just don't have the fucking time. Any hot girl.
And patience.
Dude, well, no, I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Any hot girl can be trained by the right guy. But not only does it take being the right guy, it takes time. So now a man has a choice. Okay, I've got the 21-year-old smoke show fucking Sophia. She looks like a goddamn porn star Instagram model. She's unbelievably bad. She's, perfect body, blah, 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 blah. Then I've got Susie. She's 32. She's attractive, right? But she's a lot less of a headache, and I don't really have to spend that much time, keeping up with her because she's, 32. That's where you have that. Listen, that's where you have to make that choice. So many of our detractors say, well, if these guys were really red pill, they'd be fucking models all day long. Yeah. But here's what happened. We fucking grew the fuck up. Don't get me wrong. It is never, listen, sticking your dick in a new vagina never gets old. But at some point, I got other shit to do than to chase pussy. That's what it comes down to. So right now, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I can't believe I'm actually sitting here saying it, but that's the way it is. 10 years ago, I did nothing but fucking chase pussy, and it was worth it. Dude, I turned 43 next week. I don't have I don't have time to fuck my own girlfriend. The fuck am I gonna be out here with that nonsense, man? Okay. Chris Von Erich with the $10 super chat says, great show, guys. And you said it before, you brought together 5 very different perspectives. Special shout out to Kevin Samuels for all of his achievements. Well deserved. Knees Duts with the $10 super chat says, what's up, Don Damage? Been a while. AJ in San Antonio says, you fellas keep dropping dimes. Picked up volume 2 and been following KS the last few weeks. Man roasts him. Chick-fil-A is greater than Popeyes.
That's right. Chick-fil-A, baby. Chick-fil-A chick, not a Popeyes, bitch.
Hey, listen, I'll eat the Popeyes chicken like on the sly, but out in public, I'm eating Chick-fil-A. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now.
Right.
Here's the next question I want to pose to the panel, and I want to start with Steve here.
Okay, then I'm gonna grab something to eat. Where am I at?
Hey, get it on Popeyes, Kevin.
Okay, all right.
Why don't men spend enough time vetting women? I think it's perfectly clear that the reason why women get over on men so easily is because a guy dates a girl for 2 weeks. She sucks his dick. She looks good. She pretends she likes it. All of a sudden he thinks, oh, she's girlfriend material. She ends up turning his life upside down. Why don't men spend enough time vetting chicks? And then the follow-up is, what can a man do to extend that time?
Well, the big problem is they don't spend enough time vetting themselves.
There it is.
What a lot of men don't understand is that in order to get this thing right, you got to be willing to say no to a woman and be willing to walk away. If you can't walk away and say no, you need to get out of the game. But some of the problems with a lot of guys is that, again, like everybody's saying on the panel, they're so tied into the woman, they're not looking at themselves to be the foundation of everything. They don't see them. They don't take time to be the big picture, to set vision, to show woman I'm direction.
Right.
Woman that, when I speak to you, I don't speak to you in beating around the bush, walking on eggshells or anything like that.
You're direct.
When I talk to you, I'm clear, concise, transparent, and impactful. So that means what I say is going to come from the thunder of Zeus. And if you can't handle it, you got to take your ASS on. And I was about to cuss. No, but you got to keep on moving. But unfortunately for a lot of guys is that they choose to, what I say, look out the window and not look in the mirror. When you look out the window, you see a light image of yourself, but the person on the other side can see what you are. And a lot of these guys do a lot of shadow boxing. That means they try to talk this big game from the comfort of their own home. Anybody could beat Mike Tyson if you're shadow boxing, but when they get into the real thing, a lot of these guys clam up because, again, I got to bring it back home to a lack of self. They don't know themselves well enough to dictate to a woman what their expectations are.
Okay, so let me follow up with that. So if there's a young man who reaches out to you, Steve, he's like, Steve, listen, man, I've made mistakes with women. I keep committing to them too early. Like, listen, man, give it to me straight. What do I need to do to keep myself from committing to these women after 2 weeks of dating?
Stop making it about women. The game ain't about women. Women are just a perk. She's not an achievement. She's just a little task or perk as you go along your way to being a man, man.
Very good, man.
I want to add to that real quick.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
No, all I was going to say was, like, Steve hit the nail on the head. You cannot get a girl and hold her to a standard unless you hold yourself to a standard.
There it is.
So, like,
right.
How the hell do you expect to go out there and pick up chicks when you can't even pick up a barbell? Like, the thing is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You try to push up on bitches and you can't do 10 push-ups yourself. Like, it doesn't make sense. So you got to hold yourself to a standard first, because here's the thing. You can't enforce boundaries or standards until you yourself are an excellent specimen, because the woman's got to be able to defer to your authority. That authority comes from accomplishment on your end. So when you're a guy and you know, you got your money right, you got your fitness on point, that's going to help you build the confidence so that when you tell her, yo, don't fucking do that shit, it's coming from a place of seriousness. Like, she knows, oh, he means what he says. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to respect that authority because she knows what you bring to the table, and she's going to be, more importantly, scared to lose you. And then that's when women act right. I always say this: fear, a necessary ingredient of fear is respect. And I'm not saying your girl needs to fear you, but she needs to fear losing you. That's right. Then that is 100% derived from respect. Just like Steve was saying, that comes from you respecting yourself first and putting yourself first, having yourself together. Then you add the chick to your life. But you should be 100% content with her not being there. She can compliment you and she can help you build your empire, but you should be 100% fine without her there. And at the end of the day, she should be completely happy. Just like Donovan, you said this before. She's your fucking flight attendant. You're driving the plane. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how it's got to be. So you got to be excellent in yourself first. Then you could put these boundaries up. Then you can train her. Then you could tell her, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that, because you're coming from a place of excellence and she sees it in you that she wants to adhere to that.
That was the comment of the night. How can you pick up chicks if you can't pick up a barbell? I don't think it gets any simpler than that. Lucario, man comes to you, says, Lucario, listen, man, tired of committing to these bitches too soon. These bitches are fucking me over. How can I stop myself from wanting to commit to these women so early? How can I stop? I'm an addict.
Well, that's the thing. One is that dudes got to start stepping up their game so that they will actually be involved with women. See, the reason why guys want to commit to women so quickly is because they don't have experience with women. Anytime I hear a guy say, when a guy says, hey, I want a girlfriend, I already know he's not getting women. Any guy who gets women on a consistent basis is not trying to get a girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Right. He's trying to figure out, how do I continue to get as many women as I can and have fun without exerting myself too much, with too much energy. A guy who doesn't have experience with women, he wants a girlfriend because he thinks getting a girlfriend is going to solve all his problems. He thinks that's going to make him happy because he has a lack of experience. So the thing I tell guys is, look, if a guy's like, how do I get in a committed relationship? That's the wrong question to ask. It should be, how do I step up my game enough to get more experience with women? Because once you get experience with women, that will answer the question of how do I get a girlfriend? Because then you will know whether or not you actually want a girlfriend based off your experience with the women that you're dealing with. You see what I mean? So dudes got to get more experience. You see what I mean?
And listen, you made an excellent point. Any man who says I want a girlfriend tells on himself in terms of, okay, you don't have experience, because girlfriends are a lot of fucking work. It's just easier.
Right.
Jesus. Before we go to Kevin Samuels, I'm going to go to Solo on this. So a man comes to you, says, listen, man, I'm in snow bunny heaven here in Minneapolis, but I keep fucking committing to these hoes. Like, man, I dated this girl for 17 minutes and I wanted to put a ring on it. How do I stop myself from doing that in the future?
Well, number one, a lot of guys, and shout out to Lucario, finally he says something that I wasn't going to say. You know what I'm saying? But number one, a lot of guys, Donovan, who are jumping into these relationships like right away have a scarcity mindset. Yeah. And I think that, speaking from personal experience in the past, I used to do stuff like that as well.
Sure.
Because the average guy, Donovan, thinks to himself, oh, it takes me so long to get a girlfriend or to get somebody. Let me lock this down so I can have some steady sex. Whoop-de-woo, right? But then the problem happens that he's not built for what's happening next. He's not built to lead. He's not built with the frame in regards to setting boundaries in the relationship and, giving the woman the program to follow. And then he gets tore out the frame. So a lot of guys have a scarcity mindset. And when you have an abundance mindset, right? I know for a fact that I can go out and meet a girl whenever, like whatever, right? It might not be tonight, but I know for a fact that it'll happen, right? And I know for a fact that because I'm always around women, eventually that'll happen. So what I'm saying is that guys have to have that abundance mind frame, and that comes with having experience, being out in the field, putting in the work, but more importantly, recognizing, like Steve said, salute to Steve, it's not about women, it's about you. You got to be able to live your life as a man, do what you want to do, Donovan. Like you said, you 43, right?
Right.
And, I'm, 36 now. So what, that's what it is.
Yeah, not getting any younger.
Yeah. So, but even if you're 21, it's you got to understand that a lot of guys get in this mind frame like, oh, I found my, Cinderella. Now all my problems are gone. No, motherfucker. Right. Now the problems are just going to begin.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Before I go to Kevin, I'll actually give my take. Give my take on this. I agree 100% with what Steve and Myron said, and that is you have to lead by example. There are too many guys out here who ain't shit who want a badass bitch. Niggas living at home with his mom, working at Popeye's Chicken, talk about my girl's got to make 6 figures. Nah, fam. If you want a 6-figure bitch, you got to make 6 figures. Well, if you make 6 figures, you don't want a 6-figure bitch, and that's a conversation for another time. But we got too many dudes out here, 674 pounds, talking about I want a badass bitch. She's got to look like a stripper porn star. Nigga, you're built like a fucking beach ball. You can't listen. You cannot set boundaries unless you adhere to them yourself. And this is 100% what Steve says. You have to live by your codes, your standards, and your name. If you don't respect yourself, women are not going to respect you. You can say all you want. Well, I'm the king and I'm this and that and the other. It doesn't matter what you say. It matters what you are. And that's what women follow. If a woman sees that you're about your shit, if she sees you're a fucking go-getter, if she sees that you're a fucking grinder, when you tell her, hey, get off your lazy ass and go wash the fucking dishes, she's gonna fucking do it. That's what that is. But if you're a lazy motherfucker sitting at home eating fucking Cheetos playing Halo for 18 hours a day, hey, go do the fucking dishes. She'd be like, nigga, the fuck's wrong with you? Listen, a woman only follows a man who follows his own program. That's the way it goes.
You got to lead by example, man. 100%.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Shout out to Jason Moreno for that. Michelle McFalls with the $5 super chat says, love listening to you, Donovan. You guys are on point. Yeah, get in line. Ed Lattimore with the $20 super chat. I put my girl through her paces for almost a year. Whenever I think about going back on the market, I think about how much time it takes to train a new chick. Even if I found one I actually like, I'm too busy now. Listen.
Shout out to Ed Lattimore, bro. I'm gonna hit you on the side.
Yo, Ed, listen, I'm trying to fly Ed in to do an interview too. Listen, this just goes to show that being in we can all of us up here, we can fucking smash chicks into the hundreds. That's easy. Training a woman to do what you want and need her to do, that's the fucking trick. And oh my God, it took me 18 months to train Devin. And even now I still gotta rein her in every once in a while. That's just the game. I ain't got 18 more goddamn months. So you motherfuckers say, why isn't Donovan smashing 21-year-olds? I don't have the fucking time. I'm too busy out here changing men's lives and making fucking money and building my empire. You guys can go fuck yourselves with that. Ryan with the $200 super chat says, gotta do it for the TSR team. Mr. Sharpe is exactly that. Razor sharp when it comes to women. Keep doing the work, my brother. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for that, man.
Damn. Chat. Holy shit, man. Yeah, they're definitely coming in hot and heavy. Kevin, if you're there, if you can hear me, what would be the first thing? What would be the first thing that you tell a man who says, Kevin, I commit to these bitches way too motherfucking early. How can I stop doing that? Oh shit! Wait a minute, he's not there. I thought he was there.
I think Kevin's still eating.
Yeah. Kevin. Okay, we'll get back to Kevin after he gets done with that Popeye's chicken sandwich. There was one comment I wanted to get to, and I completely. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, all right. Well, I'll get to it. Oh, says martial arts. King Life $5 super chat says martial arts was made for the weak to one day become strong. You don't perfect the high kick in one day. This is what a lot of men have to understand is that it doesn't take a lot to understand women, but it takes a lot to understand yourself. Yes. And I think the one thing that men miss out on in terms of being in a good relationship is they do not make their women work for their commitment.
Facts.
Men give their commitment away too easily. And I'm gonna pose this question to the panel. We know what a female version of a slut is, right? A female version of a slut is a girl who fucks a guy 46 minutes after meeting him. We don't respect her. We know we're never going to commit to her long term. We'll fuck her all day long, but we're not going to bring her home. We're not going to take her to meet her parents. We're not going to take her to meet mom. On the other side of that, a man who gives away commitment too easily is the male version of a slut. Oh, she'll keep you around, right? She'll introduce you to her friends and families, but she's not going to fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? It is very easy for women to give away the pussy. This is why female sluts don't get the commitment. It's very easy for men to give away the commitment. That's why if they give it away too soon, they don't get the pussy. So there's that dichotomy. So Steve, let me start with you. What in terms of long-term relationships, what would you advise a man to do if he says, all right, Steve, I understand you have to make a woman work for your commitment. What's the first thing that I have to do to make her work for it?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you got to look at relationships in a whole different way. And the way I try to tell guys to look at them is there's the meeting and dating phase, there's the relationship phase, there's the moving in phase, there's the living together phase, engagement phase, and marriage phase. So every phase that you look at is different from the other. You don't carry it over. What guys usually do is they meet a woman and they carry over from meeting to dating, and they carry that over without having a standard of what expectations they have. So when you go to the meeting and dating phase, you, not the woman, have to know what that is to you. And if she cannot hit 70, we'll say 7 out of 10 of those things, then you just fall back. She's a booty call. So, and you always fall back. What I'm saying is when you move to meeting and dating to the relationship, every mode that you move to or every level you go to is a standard that you must have for yourself and the relationship. So, you have to know, but it can't be the same because she's going after your name. She's going after your ring, and she has to play by your rules, man.
Dude, Steve, listen, man, that's got to be the comment of the day. I think what you are saying is that men are giving women promotions without having earned it. It's almost like a military thing.
Yes.
In order to become an E2, you have to meet certain requirements, physical training, et cetera, et cetera. In order to get a promotion, you have to meet a certain standard, a certain threshold. Guys are giving girls promotions for just being there. And I think that's where they're going wrong. That's a very good point. Lucario. Yo, go ahead.
No, I was right. I was just saying, no, you're right. They just do it for women just showing up. But I'm sorry.
There you go. That's exactly right. Lucario, what, and again, you're in a very unique situation, right? A very enviable position, got a wife and a girlfriend. But nonetheless, they still absolutely have to be trained. So if a man comes to you and says, Lucario, look, man, like I get it. I can't give away my commitment for free anymore because they don't value my commitment. I don't know the first thing about making a woman work for my attention and affection. What should I do? Where should I start?
Yeah, well, the thing is this: first guys got to understand what they actually really want. See, a lot of dudes don't even want a girlfriend, but they think they do. A lot of dudes don't want to be in a long-term relationship, but they think they do. Some guys may just want to have sex. Some guys, and flip side, some guys think they want to just have sex, but they actually want to commit a relationship. So the first step is you got to figure out exactly what you want. Now that you figured out what you want, then you put the woman on the right track to become that type of woman for you. Because I said it before, girlfriends are created. They're not born. You have to create your girlfriend, meaning you have to create the type of woman that you want, because the same type of woman I may want may be different than the type of woman Donovan wants, may be different than the type of woman Steve Dean wants. So we each are going to create a chick based off of how we want it to happen. And so the thing is that a guy has to put her basically through the ringer. You feel what I'm saying? To be able to see if she wants to, she is strong enough to really, take it to the distance, to get to that next step so that she can have the title of your girlfriend. Because you got to understand something. When you give a girl the title of girlfriend, right? That means something. So you don't just give away a title just because. Just like in any situation, if you take in karate, they don't just give you the black belt. If you in a business, they don't just make you manager or vice president. You understand what I'm saying? You have to You see what I mean? So I tell guys, the girl has to go through things, but what is the thing she's going through? She's going through your training program based off of what you actually want. You see what I'm saying? So
very good. Listen, I love the fact that you point out that even though, all of us on here, we are men. So I think there are thresholds I think that we can all agree on. Number one, she's got to be attractive. Number two,
Right.
she's got to be obedient. And number three, she has to be selfless, right? Put
Right.
our needs ahead of hers. But after that, it gets a little bit murky because, just like you said, the kind of woman that Steve wants and needs is not going to be the same kind of woman that Myron wants and needs.
Right.
They're two very different men, two very different ages at different stages of their lives, right? Dude, the kind of woman that I thought I wanted and needed at 21 was very different than what I thought I wanted and needed at 31. It is very different than what I thought I wanted and needed at 41, now 43 years old.
Right.
Myron, let me come to Solo first because I wanted to ask you about this specifically. Now, you're not a guy who is engaged in like long-term relationships, right? But by the same token, women still, and the thing is like, you don't have to train a woman to be your girlfriend, but you can still train a woman to be what you want her to need, what you want her to be for you. So if a guy comes and says, Solo, look, man, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, but I'm trying to train a woman to be on my program. Like I want her to be around me all the time, but I want to be able to push her away. What's the best way to create that abundance and to sort of give her the light at the end of the tunnel without actually giving it to her?
Well, Donovan, you know what I'm about to say, right?
Bunker busters?
No. She know how to make eggs first.
Eggs. Ah, you stupid.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, and that's a very good question, Donovan. You know, at the end of the day, even if you do short-term relationships, and it doesn't mean that a short-term relationship can't have the potential to be long-term, right? But I think, Donovan, you mentioned something excellent earlier just now, that your needs or what you required from a woman changed when you were 21 compared to how old you are now, right? Because what happens is with life, you become more mature, wiser, and you realize certain things that may have mattered at 21 don't matter at 36 or 43, or certain things do matter.
Right.
So the first thing that, and Steve is winning today. The main thing when it comes to what you want from a woman is, number one, as a man, do you know what you want? You feel me? Right. You have to know what you want as a man and what you bring to the table. And then the reality then comes from, once you realize the stipulations and boundaries that you want from a woman, you're able to enforce them. You feel me? And when you're able to enforce those boundaries, then it allows you then to navigate with the woman in regards to how you guys are going to interact and what the situation is going to be. So, for example, Donovan, let me give you an example.
Okay.
There was a woman recently, right? I had like 3 chicks that I was dealing with, okay? One woman basically said, I don't want a relationship, but she was down to just get bunker busted. She was like one of those slim, thick snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? Like 5'5", in great shape, all of that. I was like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, she would just come once a week to, get plowed out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Right? So guess what? So what does that have to do with anything? Guess what? If that chick just wants to get schmanged out, she can't come to me and say, hey, you need to take me out to eat. You need to do this, that.
Ooh, I like
you
this.
Feel me? Because
man.
At the end of the day, you got to play your position. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that certain women are going to fit in certain roles. See, we always talk about how women always have men for different roles, but we men also have women for different roles. So then I had another woman who on the team, we went back and forth a bit. She wanted something serious. She was for the streets. I didn't want anything to do with it. I mean, matter of fact, Donovan, she was for the highway. Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. But you know what? We had fun. She'd come over, this and that. And the reality is with that woman, I know I can always call her, but she knows that there will never be anything serious because of the fact that she's on the highway. And so the point I'm trying to make is this. You have to know what you want as a man. I know from these women that I'm dealing with, some of them, there can never be more. It doesn't matter how beautiful she may be.
Right.
That's the situation. And you just got to move forward like that.
Very well said. This is the greatest joke in the history of the show. So Cowdenicus asks, what does Solo like best on a woman? Answer, legs. Oh, I love it. Ha ha ha.
Wait. I like cakes, Donovan. You know me, I'm an ass man.
Oh shit, man. Yeah. Well, never mind. I guess you missed the mark on that.
I like the cakes.
Very well. Kevin, let me ask you. Let me go back and ask the question that I asked the panel earlier. If a guy comes to you and says, Kevin, how do I get out of the habit of committing too early? And then the follow-up question is what do I do to make her want to work for my attention and affection?
Same answer.
Okay.
More women.
There you go. There it is. Abundance.
Abundance. If you commit too early, you're getting, what is it called? One-itis?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. If you've ever been to Texas de Brazil or Fogo de Chao or something like that, a Brazilian meat house.
That was awesome.
Okay. Everything, that's the first time you've been, they bring something out and you just like, fill my plate up with that shit.
Yes.
And then you eat all that. And the next thing you know, they're bringing out this and bringing out that. But if you're seasoned, you kind of, oh yeah, yes, no. It's kind of like dim sum in Chinese food. Nope.
Okay.
But the longer you wait, the next thing you know, the ribeye comes out. Then the medallions, the filet comes out. Then something unusual happens. They'll sometimes bust out the king crab legs, the lobster.
Oh yeah.
Only on special occasions, and you're sitting there too full to even breathe. See, abundance keeps you focused, thinking that, you know what, this is cool, but let me make sure this is what fits me. And when she knows that she's cool, but she's still not the one and only, she's still working to. You need to give your girl a gift of being uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's a gift to a woman. They want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to be comfortable. And you give them that comfort, they'll punish you for it.
Very good. Very well said. Shout out to Eric Macedo with the $5 super chat. He says, Womanese has clarified every question that kept me up at night with these hoes. Or I'm sorry, with these women. Shit, I said with these hoes. Well, women hoes, it's the same thing. So Myron, let me ask you this question, right? Now, you're the youngest guy on the panel. So right now, you're not even thinking about a long-term relationship. You've clearly met the 35 notch count threshold, but you're only 30. You just turned 30 years old. So if someone comes to you and says, listen, Myron, like I keep committing to these women too early, I'm your age. How do I keep from acting on that instinct as a man to want to be in a relationship of consequence with a woman? What can I do to sort of wait that out?
So this is a multi-pronged approach. And the biggest thing is that, like, there's a couple things guys got to, like, understand that they have to just, like, these false narratives in their head that they're going to have to just get rid of now. And one of the biggest ones is putting women on a pedestal. And thinking women are better than you and thinking they're the prize. The reality, guys, you got to understand is that women are 100% willing to share a guy if he's high value. It doesn't work the other way around. So right there and then, who's the prize? Now you think about it and you understand, okay, I need to become the prize. The thing is that, you know, we live in this world now where, you know, people are taught, oh yeah, you know, she's the prize. She deserves everything, all this shit. It's like, no, man, you're the prize, because at the end of the day, she's angling for your commitment. The thing is that with men, you have to become the prize. Now, if you've done work on yourself, you become a high value guy, you're making 6 figures a year, you got your body in shape, you dress well, you got your life taken care of and all that, then now you can start instituting what we were talking about before, requirements when you deal with women, right? And then just like Lucario and Steve have already been talking about, a lot of you guys treat it as if you're applying to be on the women's program. No, man, it's got to be the other way around. She's applying for a job with you. And the premise you have to have it is there's a job opening. There's many applicants applying. Let's see if you qualify for a position at, you know, Myron Gaines Inc. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And if she meets your requirements, which, you know, she's going to have to go through a probationary phase for a year, right? Where she could be terminated immediately upon fuck up, then that's basically how she's going to, number one, respect you. Number two, appreciate that she's earned your commitment. And then number three, she's going to be on your program because you've trained her to fall into your frame. The problem that guys make is that they run out what I always say, I hope she likes me game. And they try to fit into her program. They try to fit into her life. They try to impress her. And when you do that, she's inevitably going to lose attraction for you, because women date up. Women always want to be on a high value guys program. So you need to be the high value guy that she can defer to. And the only way that's going to work is if she works for you as your fucking employee. And that's when you approach things like that, then you're going to know off rip, okay, I can't just commit to any girl. And that's the biggest mistake guys make, is they try to work for the girl versus having her work for them. And if you have her working for you, then you have no choice but to put her through the ringer and put her through the hiring process, etc. I always say, hire slow, fire fast. That's how you guys got to do it.
I think that comes with abundance. Mr. C with the $50 50 super chat. We appreciate that very, very much. Black Wolf Inc. with the $10 super chat says, long live the 7. Love the chill vibe of this show every week, and it's very helpful. This is my take on on requiring a woman to work for your affection. And I think I think this was Lucario who said this. What men have to understand, and this is very, very important, is women are no longer coming ready-made for relationships.
Facts. Definitely not.
Back in the 40s and 50s, mothers used to train their daughters how to be good wives and mothers, right? They taught them how to cook, how to clean, how to be dutiful, how to be doting, how to defer to the husband, the worthy husband's authority. They taught them the art of being feminine without being crass. The importance of waiting to give your virginity to your husband, all of that stuff. So when a girl turns 18 years old, she is literally ready-made for a relationship. And if she's ready-made for a relationship, trust me when I tell you, the right men find them. You fast forward 65 years, it is literally the opposite. Women are being trained to be anything but a wife. Now, that was back in the 90s. A lot of girls were pretty good girlfriends coming out, not a lot of good wives. But now it's almost like women are going to, like, you remember there used to be finishing school for girls, right? They teach you how to walk, how to be graceful, so that you are the picture of femininity and grace. But dude, it's like girls go to finishing school at a gangbang. It's like they gotta fucking be gangbanged into the fucking dating market just to make sure that all of the innocence and femininity has been completely fucked out of them. So guys got to understand, dude, And a lot of guys think, well, listen, I'll know the right female when I meet her. Fam, you're not going to meet her, man. What men need to understand, this is a choice we make. You are the one that has to train your woman. Women ain't going to come ready-made. Dude, I don't care if she says she came from a Christian home, which absolutely means she's a whore. I don't care if she came from a two-parent home, and most girls are sluts anyway, even those with two-parent homes. I don't care about any of that stuff. You got to understand that women these days are being encouraged to take on habits, behaviors, and characteristics that put their relationships at risk all the time. You have to train those behaviors out of them. You're never going to find a woman who's ready-made. Oh, Donovan, I found the perfect woman, and she's a Christian, and she has a great body, and she says she's a virgin, and this and that and the other. I'm like, well, what's the catch? Well, there is no catch. Well, what's her IG handle? Oh, it's at sexy traditional mama. Well, there you go, right there. She's on fucking Instagram.
You look at like girls that that a lot of young women look up to, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Like these celebrities, Rihanna, whatever. You look at all these women that women look up to. These women are not embodiments of like a girl that you want to commit to at all. You know what I mean? Because like, just like Donovan said, man, like in 2020, like a lot of girls have bad habits that just make them unwifeable, man. And like, and the thing is that you can, but and here's the problem. Guys go into the relationship thinking like, oh, okay, it's okay. I can deal with them as is. Now, man, you're going to have to train a lot of these bad habits out of them. Like a lot of girls like have bad habits, like such as like I said earlier, what like a thing about a lot of hot girls is they want to take a lot of pictures. They want to put stories up. They want to get attention. And that's a big no-no if you're in a serious relationship with a girl. Like that's like not, you shouldn't be tolerating that kind of stuff. And I know some girls are probably watching this like, oh, what are you insecure? No, but the thing is that's disrespectful to me as your man. Like, why are you out here trying to get attention from other guys?
Listen, I'm going to go back to what you said that I always say all the time. You never give a woman ultimatums. You give her choices.
Yeah.
Look, sugar tits. It's real simple. You can either be an Instagram model or you can be in a relationship with me, but you're not going to have both. Yeah. So make your choice because I got other shit that I have to be doing. Listen, girls
and most girls don't monetize their Instagram anyway. They're just doing it for attention.
Well, they
it's
can't,
one thing if they're making it for money, but they're not 9 out of 10 times.
Listen, check this out. Girls only characterize choices as ultimatums if they don't like their choices. Yeah. So if you tell a girl, get off Facebook, or listen, you can have Facebook or you can be in a relationship with me. Oh my God, you're giving me an ultimatum. I'm not giving you an ultimatum. I'm giving you a choice. You can either have Facebook or you can be in a relationship with me. Make your choice. Women always want it both ways. They want their cake and eat it too. They want the boyfriend, but they don't want to have to get trained, right? They want they want the security, but then they still want the for rent sign in the yard, and it doesn't work that way. Super chats coming in hot and heavy. The elusive $10 super chat says men get tricked because they're no longer taught to value themselves. That's what Steve says. Define what their purpose is, and to set boundaries, she must conform to have him. Respect is the realization of set boundaries. Pook. The Book of Pook. You guys got to check that out. Very, very. That's one of the first red pill books I ever read. Technomage B5, $10 says guys getting tricked likely lack confidence and thus have scarcity. Lucario did a video on conference earlier this week that I believe applies here. Please have him touch on that. Okay, Lucario, what's he talking about?
Well, the thing is, just with confidence, a lot of guys lack confidence because they don't believe in themselves, and a lot of guys actually think that they need to have done certain things before in order to get confidence. So the thing is, again, that can help you in certain situations to build your confidence. So if you've done something, you know how to do it well, and then you continue to do that thing, you'll be confident in doing that thing. But core confidence comes from just a belief you get from yourself to think you can do it. So, for example, a lot of these guys, they're getting tricked because they have low confidence because they don't believe in themselves when it comes to dealing with women. And they think that they can't have confidence because they haven't dealt with women prior. So they say, well, I can't be confident dealing with women if I haven't dealt with women in the first place. And I'm like, no, you can be confident now, understanding your value now, understanding who you are right now. And then so when you're talking to women, when you're interacting with women, you understand that you're valuable and that they want you and that they need you for that value. But if you don't recognize it or don't see it, then this is how you get tricked. This is how you get manipulated. This is how chicks can run game on you and play you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's almost like you're a victim of your own mentality, right?
Right, exactly.
It's like a girl. It's so funny with women, and it's so funny with women and men. Men, the difference between men and women in this regard, and we'll get to the last question here in a second, is that men, we don't know what we don't know. But women know what they don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They understand from a very young age that there's something about them that men want. At 11 or 12 years old, they know they have something, but they can't quite figure it out yet. 12 and 13, they think they might know what it is. 14, 15 years old comes, they're like, oh, these guys want to fuck me. So that's all I got to do is this. All I have to be is there, bat my eyelashes, and I get whatever I want. And again, the reason why females mature so much quicker is because they go through the growth process a lot quicker. Dude, girls get their period at 14, 15 years old. Dude, at 14, 15 years old, dude, all I was thinking about was math, homework, and fucking video games, right? Like I was a fucking kid. That's the way that is. So when they get to the point to where Lucario is talking about, they don't feel like they have the confidence to deal with women because they feel like they're behind. Now listen, life isn't fair, right? Oh, Donovan, women are so much further in the game at such a younger age. Yeah, but guess what? Guess who has the advantage when you hit 30? Yeah, didn't think so. Here's the last question of the evening. I'm going to have to cut this a little bit short because I am absolutely running on fumes. I really wanted to try to lay off tonight and not go so hard, but I was telling Devin this tonight, last night at dinner. I try to pull back on the throttle. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm gonna fucking pass out. I just can't do it. So here's a very good question by Devin. She wants to know the panel's thoughts on guys who say it's too much work to bring a woman onto your program. Steve, you're going to be our leadoff hitter. What do you say to the guy who says, Steve,
go in, Steve. Go in.
It's too much work to bring a woman on.
Come on, Steve. I want Steve to get nasty on this. Nothing
to get nasty about. You just tell him to take his ball and go home.
There it is.
You know, this. See, y'all don't like all the men on the panel trying to tell y'all guys. This is not just a pick up and play. You know, this has got to be a life changing thing that you've got to do every single day. The thing about these guys on this panel is that they die every day. They grow every day. They're not the same person who they were yesterday. So when somebody's complaining about all the work and all that other stuff, take your PP, your ball, and all that other shit. Go take your ass home and go cuddle up to a good book and some warm milk. Stay out the way of the game because you'll get ran over by the game, man.
Dude, well said. Lucario, what do you think about a man who says, Lucario, listen, you got a wife and a girlfriend, fam. I'm not trying to put that much work into these hoes. Women ain't worth it.
Well, this is the thing. If a guy says that, you got to understand that he actually has no program. You understand? Like, seriously, he has nothing that he finds valuable or that he finds of, that he thinks is worth anything. Because this is the thing. It's never too much work to put a woman onto your program. Because if you're dealing with women, period, you understand? Because a guy would have to deal with no women at all for this to make sense. But we all know guys want to have sex with women, they want to hook up with women, they want to get with women. So that being the case, you're dealing with women, period. So the fact that you're dealing with women, that means that they're going to be involved with you. Since they're involved with you, that means they're a part of your life. Even if it's a chick that's a one-night stand, all the way to a chick that's your wife. You understand? A woman at any moment when she's dealing with you, she's part of your life. So therefore, if she's there, that means that she is either around the program that you already have, or that you already have her on the program. So my thing is this: why would you have a woman around you who's not contributing in some form or fashion? I don't care if I fuck the chick on, tonight, and I'm like, listen, just make me a sandwich afterwards because I need some food because I got to go work on some stuff. So do that for me so that I can continue to work on my program. You understand what I'm saying? So something has to be done where she's implemented it. But this is what I'm saying. If a guy has no program, if a guy has nothing that he's about, then it's going to become too much work. Because the thing is that when you are involving a woman in your situation, understand that if you do not make her a part of your program, she can mess up your program. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be even more work to try to get it back to where it was if she's messing it up. So it's like, make it happen how it needs to happen. You see what I mean?
Listen, I think you're 100% right. Any man who says it's too much, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not work to have a woman on your program, but any man who says it's too much work, what he's really talking about, according to Lucario, and I agree, is that I need to work on getting my program. So not only do I need to get my program, I got to bring her on board. And women don't follow a man without a plan. It just doesn't work that way. So that makes all the sense in the world. Let me come to Kevin with this one. So Kevin, what do you say to the man who says it's too much work to bring a woman onto your program? The juice isn't worth the squeeze, Kevin.
He's a poor leader and a poor manager.
Boom.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
If you have hired anyone or managed anyone, you understand something. You only hire A players. A players want to be around other A players. A players make you money. B players cost you money. C players cost you headaches. D players cost you business. See, if you have a program, you want people around you who are going to help make you money and help your program get better. If you understand, a lot of these guys don't understand what a woman's purpose is outside of sex. So it's hard for them to see how a woman can help benefit. I use FBI, feminine, beautiful, and inspirational, for a reason. A woman who is directed on Donovan's program, such as Devin, has helped Donovan to become extremely successful, even more so than he probably would have thought a few years ago.
Right.
And his success has allowed him to be able to employ her now as a part of his program full time.
That's right.
What else do you need to see other than the channel you're following right now?
No, listen, I agree 100%. And this again goes back to what Lucario says. If you don't have your own program, of course it's going to be, listen, it's going to be work. But if you don't have a plan in place, like Steve says, if you don't already have a set of codes, God, what is the thing you always say? You say your codes, your belief systems, everything in between, then of course it's going to be too much work because you're trying to work on yourself and the woman at the same time. And it just doesn't work that way. I'm going to warn you guys. So Solo just asked in the back chat, he says, is this going on Patreon? I said, why, yes, it is. He says that I'm going in. So buckle up here.
Okay, so real quick, I got a question for Kevin because Kevin will understand where I'm going with this. Kevin, have you noticed that high value people or rich people, successful people, millionaires, they don't hang around broke people? Why is that, Kevin?
Again, A players want to be around A players and they attract A players because high value, more than anything else, high value is a mindset. And see, that's the thing. You're high value before you got the resources, and after the resources, you act like you've been there.
There you go.
You don't want to have to, these guys don't want to have to keep re-explaining stuff to the novices. They want to continue to get even better and better and better. Elon Musk is trying to get to Mars. We don't have time to try to get guys just to understand how to drive a vehicle.
Right. What are your thoughts on that, Solo?
But Kevin said it, beautifully. But here's the thing: high value guys. I hang around guys that are making six figures or guys that are successful or guys that are high value just because of their mindset, right? You know why they don't hang out with low value guys? Guys that are like, oh, I can't get no girl. I can't get no pussy. Oh, I can't get no bitch. I'm going to kill myself. You know why? Because people that are successful, Donovan, don't want to hang out with fucking losers. They don't want to hang out with people that are going to bring negative energy. So guess what? Those type of guys who have that mindset, girls can pick up on that shit.
Yep.
Now, I'm not here to make it like, oh, well, it's about frequency and vibration. No, girls can pick up on that shit. Another thing is this, and this is one thing that even I'm learning right now continuously in my evolution as a man, is the higher you go in regards to your purpose and becoming high value, the easier it is to deal with fucking women.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Yes.
Now, granted, I don't have a six-pack like my homie Myron. Myron, and you know, I'm about to sign up for his course. Shout out to Myron. But guess what? I'm putting in work behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot of things. And guess what, Donovan? I have it set up now to a point where women see me like doing photo shoots or video shoots with other women where they're like, hey, I want to work with you. Pussy.
Bingo.
More.
There it is. There it is.
Here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're going to just keep watching Naruto while you jerk off and watch hentai porn all day? Are you gonna go on one of these black pill channels and say, well, you know, if I fuck a trans, I'm not gay? Like, what are you really gonna do? So at the end of the day, here's the thing, Donovan. There's certain levels to this shit. Let's be honest. Yeah. And some guys, and Kevin said it best before, some guys will never make the all-star team. They're just gonna be bench players. Hell, some guys won't even make the league. But it's up to you to decide, what do you want out of the game? Because like Steve always says, okay, I get what Steve now is saying when he keeps saying it's not about women, it's about the game. But because a lot of guys don't, women are not giving me play. I want a 10, but I can't get a bad bitch. I'm a nice guy. I will take, fuck all that, nigga. What you got to really do is look at yourself, be very critical, be honest, and realize if you have like cracks in your game, work on that shit. Work on that shit until you get to a point where you are comfortable with who you are, where you want to be. But all this program, I can't. No. I don't even want to hang out with a guy like that. Like, that's the type of nigga that got to pump my gas or drive my Uber. Facts.
Real quick before we go to Myron on this, I gotta call out Fitness Philosopher. Fitness Philosopher says, at Michelle McFall, welcome. What brings you here? Fitness Philosopher, stop simping. Guys are killing me. Stop simping. Stop. Fitness Philosopher, come on now. You know better than that. You don't even know that's what she looks like. Stop simping. Okay, let us go to Myron the Man Games. So, shit, I forgot what the goddamn question was. I was so enthralled with the simping. Oh, yes, right. So, what would you say? What would you say to the man who says, listen, it's too much work to train a woman to be girlfriend material? I can't do it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. What are your thoughts? Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Yo, guys, you got me now? Okay, so the reality, guys, is that like, you know, that's how I know he's not on his stuff. Because if you're on your shit, you know, you're working towards building your empire or whatever, it should be easy to bring her into your program. Because here's the reality, guys. It's pimp or be pimped. Okay. And if you have a girl that you're dealing with and you don't put her on your strict program, she's gonna try to put you on hers. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be the one to let her know, no, we're not doing that. Like, and it's as simple as like not letting her walk in front of you, not letting her pick the dates, not letting her like, you know, control situations. And you put her in a role where she's always got to be the submissive from day one. That way, when you do institute her into your lifestyle, whether you're bringing her in to help you with your business, whatever, which is what I'm starting to do with girls now too. You guys are going to start seeing on my YouTube videos that I'm going to start having some females in there and stuff like that. But I'm starting to bring the girls into my program, and they actually like me more when I do that. They're going to respect you and like you more because they're like, damn, okay, this guy actually like he has more. He has other things that he's worried about besides me. Because like I'll tell you guys this, a biggest repellent to women is a guy that isn't ambitious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the thing is, women will never say it, but they want you to treat them as expendable in relation to your career and you being successful. Like if you make a chick expendable at the cost of your business, that turns her on even more because she understands that, wow, no matter what, this guy's always going to provide for me, because that's how they look at it. So you can't let a chick dictate the terms. She's got to come on your program, but you have to have a program in place. A lot of you guys are saying, just like Solo was saying, yo, real talk, a lot of you guys are watching hentai porn, whacking off 3 times a day, tired all the time, smoking weed, not going to the gym. Like a lot of you guys are on some dork shit. And then you watch this stuff and you're like, oh, I want to get girls. Yo, you got to get yourself together first. Then the women will come. So you got to have a program to even justify trying to bring her into your life so that she can follow your program. Because if you don't have a program and then you date a girl, she's going to put you on hers. And then I'll tell you this, man, the only thing when you let a woman leads to is the end of the fucking relationship. So that's it.
Wait. And Donovan, can I say one more thing? And I think Donovan understands what I'm saying. Yeah. The higher value you become as a man, the further you climb up and the more you attain success, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever, the easier it is to get with women because they can see that you are doing your fucking thing.
That's right. Real talk. And who the fuck has time to jerk off 3 times a day?
It's like these hentai niggas do. Fact.
Dude, listen, I'm in here 16 hours a day, man. I don't have time to wipe my own ass, much less whip out my dick to jerk off to some goddamn cartoons. I don't know, man. I guess it's an age thing. Like when you get to a certain level, this is interesting, and I think we can all attest to this. The more successful financially the right men become, the harder you work. It's the weirdest thing. I thought in my 20s, man, if I could just make $1 million, I could just sit back and be free. Dude, I make more money now than I have ever made in my life, and I still want to work harder. I think you just have to be cut from a certain cloth, or I think it might just be an age thing, man. I think a lot of men have to grow into this. But to this, I'll answer the question like this. Everyone knows, men and women, that there is a cost for everything, okay? You want to be a boss. Listen, you want to be the boss. You want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 or 1,000 company. That's fine. But guess what? Your wife is probably going to be having an affair behind your back because you're on the road all the time, and your kids are probably going to hate you. But guess what? They're going to go to the best schools they'll never want for anything, and they'll be set for life financially. If you want to be a great dad and go to all the PTA meetings and teach your son how to throw a curveball and how to shave, listen, that is very worthwhile and noble. But by the same time, you guys are going to be struggling to make the mortgage every month. Now, that isn't to say that the CEO and the blue collar dad are either right or wrong, but understand that there is a cost for everything. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. On the left, this is what I look like. I don't know, back on, what was it, February 6th, something like that?
February, yeah.
Yeah, it's like February the 6th, okay? On the right is what I look like right now, okay? And again, there is a cost to this, right? I wasn't waking up, listen, this was during the time where I was experiencing great success with YouTube, right? I can't have the success on YouTube and grind in the iron paradise like I need to, right? So guess what I had to do? There was a cost for this, okay? I had to get up earlier and I had to work just a little bit less. Listen, there is a cost for everything. Too many men want the good relationship without having to put in the work. I don't care how high value you are. I don't care how much of a six-pack you have. I don't care how much money you have. It doesn't matter. If you want to train a woman who's worth a damn, there is a price to be paid. It takes time. It takes attention. Sometimes it takes a little bit of money. You just have to understand, ain't nothing free.
There's many failures too. I think a lot of guys don't understand that like you're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs to find the princess, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to have to take a lot of L's because a lot of girls, I'll keep it real, most girls are not worth even a relationship. So you got to figure out which girls are, and that's going to take a lot of reps, a lot of volume, and then it's going to pay you dividends in the end because the whole topic of this thing is to be able to, not buy purity from a girl that's a snake oil salesman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what girls are going to sell you. So to be able to discern a girl that's worth a relationship, you need to deal with a lot of girls to figure out what you really want. Then you find the one that you like. Then that's when the work really begins, just like Solo was saying. Then that's when the training begins. That's when you got to put it through the ringer. You got to put it through your program, etc. So you got to get out there and date, guys. You got to stop watching porn. You got to stop doing all this bullshit. You got to become excellent first, get the women, then put them on your program.
Bingo. And by the way, what has greatly helped me in achieving that physique is Myron Gaines. Listen, if you guys are looking to transform your body in the way that you just saw on the screen, you got to follow Myron's program. The guy knows exactly what he's talking. See, again, there is a cost, right? I work a lot of hours, but I didn't, and dude, I'm not even done yet. Dude, wait till you see what I look like at the end of September. I didn't shred all the way down by just not changing anything. No, I had to wake up earlier. I had to put in more hours in the gym. That's the way it works. But Myron helps you to work out more efficiently. So I don't have to be in the gym for 2-3 hours a day. Hour and 15 minutes, and I'm gone. That's it. Unplug Fit. What's your website? Unplug Fitness or Unplug?
Unplugfit.com. And then, they can find my YouTube channel, Unplug Fit. I got a bunch of free fitness stuff on there. I got fitness and game stuff there for you guys.
Excellent. Dude, Myron knows too. I can't tell what you know more about, diet and fitness or fucking game. Because dude, you're
the fitness stuff I've known forever. The game stuff I had to learn in Miami because if you don't, you're gonna get fleeced out here, bro. These girls are cutthroat.
Hey, the Miami bitches are crazy. Okay, we're gonna make our last go round here. We're all gonna give our closing thoughts. Then I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna have a whiskey and sleep for about 3 weeks. And then wake up tomorrow, and do it all over again. Steve, start us off, man. What are your closing thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, at the end of the day, what everybody's been trying to tell you guys out there is that you can't sit around. I mean, well, first off, they're not jerking off too much. They got this new thing where they're telling these guys not to jerk off or some shit.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Whatever
the fuck that is. But yeah, so but what everybody is trying to tell you guys today is that, if you really want to be in this game, you got to really put the hard work in there. You got to be disciplined. You got to be focused. You got to know what you want at the end of the day. Once you know what you want at the end of the day, then you can go out and go after what you want. Matter of fact, Solo was saying, you go out and go about your day and a woman will come in your life. And that's how it works. You don't go out the door like Solo was saying, and I think Kevin, all the guys are saying this. When you get to a certain level, you're not even thinking about women. Matter of fact, you're thinking of getting rid of women more than you're thinking about being with them because you got to have to deal with the problem. You see, a lot of y'all young men don't understand. Your birthday coming up, you got women that want to spend birthday with you. You got sucker me season coming along, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day. You got people that want to spend time with you. So as you get to know more about yourself and you start to carry yourself out in that world, you're going to start to realize the women are going to come when they can't smell weakness. And like I said, the last thing I want to say is always remember, guys, if your pussy is tighter than hers, she ain't going to fuck with you.
I love it. Lucario, your closing thoughts on tonight's topic.
Yes. So first I want to shout out to the panel, and I want to say make sure all y'all get Womenese. Please get that program. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit. And the big reason why I'm saying that too, not only because you're my boy Donovan, but this goes with the topic, is that the reason why guys have a lot of these problems is because they don't understand how women really are. You understand what I mean?
That's right.
They don't understand how women really are. So the thing is that once you understand how women really are, that's already half the battle right there. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's one thing where if you're on top of your game and you know how to talk to girls or whatever it is like that, but this is why a lot of the pickup artists and all this other stuff went crazy when they actually got a girl they liked, because they didn't really understand women and they were like, what the hell's going on? So I would say for guys, when they're talking about, wondering if a girl's on some good girl shit, if she's on some bad girl shit, if she's, this way or that way, understand who you're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Understand the women, the females, and then you're going to actually be better in the game, and then you'll actually get what you want in a more efficient and beneficial way. You see what I mean?
Very well said. Solo TV 84 is at Solo TV 84 on IG. What are your closing thoughts on tonight's topic?
The main thing a lot of guys have to do is be honest with themselves, Donovan, because they're not. Right? When you have guys talking about, I don't want to, the program's too much hard work, I can't do it. I love it. Right. And then the same motherfucker living in his mom's basement and shit like that, and then wonders why he can't get a woman. Come on, bro. Right. So the main thing is, you as a man, number one, you have to know what you want. That's right. And guess what? Like my homie, and by the way, Lucario is my long lost cousin. We just did a DNA test. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. But the main thing that you have to do is, dating different women will let you know what type of women you like. And when you date different women, right, Donovan? Brunettes are fun. Blondes are Blondes are the best though, like the fat ass but the small waist. Redheads, they're crazy. I'm not dealing with no redheads no more.
Hey, listen, you're right. Redheads are fucking crazy, but they're a lot of fun. But they're fucking crazy, but they're fun, but they're crazy.
It's always the crazy ones though that are fun, Donovan. We know that. But what I'm trying to tell guys is, I see a lot of YouTube videos of guys just saying the same shit again and again and again. And the reality is, okay, cool. We understand female nature is wicked. We get that a lot of women out here are running through motherfuckers through the frame and they're getting torn out. But there are guys that want to win. And if you're being disingenuous about it, because guess what, Donovan? There are a lot of black pillars. And I realized this on our last show. A lot of black pillars are watching your show on the
They
low.
are, right? Aren't they?
You know why they're doing that, Donovan? Because they want to win. They want to win. If they didn't want to win, they wouldn't be on the show. Right. And the reality is, you know what? If you continue to complain, are you going to elevate? Are you going to go to a different plateau? You're not. And some guys just don't want to put in the work. And fine. Watch your fucking hentai porn. Eat your fucking dirty Doritos in your mom's basement. Shut the fuck up. Leave us niggas alone so that way we can count our money and win. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Hey, listen, if you don't want to put in the work, if you can acknowledge that you don't want to put in the work, that's cool. I ain't mad at you, but shut the fuck up about those who are willing to put in the work. Kevin Samuel, who I guess just got up from his chair. I guess we'll go to Myron Gaines. We'll let Kevin have the last word. Myron.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts on tonight's topic?
So I just want to, can I share my screen real quick, Donovan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, share your screen, and I'm going to have to.
I'm still here.
Approve it.
Okay, wait a minute. All right, I'm going to
add
it.
See?
Oh, there we go.
Guys, this is why you need to get womanese. And this isn't like me pitching for my boy Donovan or whatever, but the reality is this, guys. And we were talking about this yesterday on Weights and Dates, our Saturday show, me and Donovan, 4 p.m., guys, every Saturday. But the point is this, guys. There's dire consequences to not learning how women communicate. And what I mean by this, and we talked about this yesterday, let's say you and you marry, you engage your girl, whatever, and then she starts displaying weird behaviors. Well, guess what, man? If you're able to discern what she's saying when she's saying things, then you can make the preemptive approach to either divorce her or get out of that relationship before there's severe consequences. Because you guys got to understand, when you get in a relationship with a woman, you have way more to lose than she does.
You know
what I'm saying? Whether we all know marriage is a bad deal for men nowadays, but guys are still getting married. So if you're going to get married, you need to go in with your eyes wide open. Even living with a girl is a dangerous proposition in 2020. So you need to learn how women communicate. You need to read the signs, and you need to know what the underlying text is behind what she says. Because if you don't, you guys want to be cheapskates. Oh, it's $6.97 is expensive. All right, cool, bro. The lawyer fee is going to be that an hour. So what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So you need to learn this stuff, guys, because I'm telling you, if you don't, you will pay for it down the road, whether it's through your finances, legally, going to jail, false rape accusation, paternity fraud, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You not being able to see your children. This will pay it, like not knowing how females communicate and how to read red flags and the bad signs will cost you in the long run, man. So you got to invest in yourself and figure this stuff out, especially as a man in 2020, where we just discussed how women will sell you purity to try to lock you down. And when they lock you down, they fucking got you, man. So that's it.
Good shit, man. Very well said by Myron and Kevin. Last in the batter's box. What are your closing thoughts on tonight's topic?
Life is better over on the work side.
Yeah, right.
Life is better over here.
Right.
We enjoy our life. Life is more fun. We have drones. We have bitches. We have stuff.
He said drones.
Right. And we do. I mean, here's the thing, man.
I love it.
Everything comes down to hashtag show your work. Men who are working are drawn to other men who are working. They collaborate. They build more stuff. And then women come around the men who are working. See, what I hear from a lot of guys is the fear and scarcity. And if you get out here and start doing the work on something you're good at and let it keep you going. I wish more people could experience the pressure of living in Manhattan. I wish you could experience the pressure of having $3,000 for a cracker box of a shoe apartment, $750 for parking, and then have to get out and make that. Rent is due on the 1st, late on the 2nd, eviction notice on the 3rd, on the street by the 5th.
Woo! Wow.
But there's something that comes along with pressure and competition. It brings the best out of you as a man. See, if you're sitting at home worrying and doing this and doing that, one of the best things I ever did when I was going through my thing, when I had to go to therapy and going through panic attacks and everything else, I decided to get me a bike.
Okay.
And I started getting on the bike and riding. I tell you, everything that was with me could not stay bothering me for longer than 5 minutes because I'm on that bike working. Guys, you gotta get out and do the work. You should, if you're a single man, I don't want to hear about your money problems or your woman problems, because you should be putting in 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for.
Easy.
And you should only be at home to shower, shit, and sleep.
That's it. That's it. Goddamn right. Well said. Wow. Well said by Kevin. God, how am I supposed to follow up on that? When it comes to, and I'm going to go to Steve's side of the street here, because this is something I think that all of us sort of, we sort of preach this with our lifestyle. And that is, at the end of the day, how to stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls has nothing to do with bad girls or good girls, and everything to do with you. Dude, I have so many fucking detractors and haters. Donovan, you brag too much. You put Devin's ass on the screen too much. You talk about this, you talk about that. Listen, man.
And if you didn't, then they would say, "Where's the receipts?"
That's
You can't win with these people, bro.
No, but that's what they said in the beginning, right? They said, "Well, Donovan isn't who he says he is. It doesn't show his receipts." Now that I show my receipts, well, Donovan brags too much. Well, listen, they can all go fuck themselves. But one of the main reasons I do this is to show men that you can do it. Dude, I'm in a long-term cohabitating relationship, and I'm still kicking life's fucking ass. I'm not getting worse, gentlemen. I'm getting fucking better. Now, here's the thing. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes copious amounts of work. But I'm showing guys, by the way I live, you can build an empire. You can have a good, solid, long-term relationship with a woman you live with. You can whip your ass into shape all at the same time, but it's not going to be easy. Guys, I work 96 hours a week, man. Like, I work my ass off, and I would not have it any other way.
And you still got in shape, Donovan.
Dude, that's
let
what
them
I'm
know
saying.
that, because that's the number one excuse I get with clients. I
don't
work
have
hard.
time.
That's not fuck out of here, bro.
Man,
like,
listen, you gotta make the time. And the last thing I'll say is this: Kevin fucking nailed it, man. What you have to do as a man, you have to thrive under pressure. Dude, I pulled my girlfriend out of her 6-figure W-2 paying with benefits job and said, "Come work for me." Okay. So when I get up every day, I got to think to myself, okay, now I have an adult female who relies on me. I like that pressure. Okay. I like the pressure of having to write my own. Dude, nobody pays me. I don't get a paycheck from anybody. No, I get a paycheck from this guy. What men have to understand is that we are so much more capable than we give ourselves credit for. You would be surprised at how strong and how resilient you are if you would just put yourself in, if you would just put your physical and mental self under duress. You might surprise yourself, be like, "Holy shit, I really can fucking do this." And then the next thing you know, your life has completely changed. So just like Kevin says, do the work. If you want to stop getting tricked by bad girls pretending to be good girls, you have to do the work. That is all there is to it.
Boom.
My thanks goes out to all of the super chatters. Listen, this was a dynamite show. I wanted to keep this to an hour. Of course, we went 42 minutes over. That is what it is. Thank you guys all very much for the super chats. Hopefully, Jap will be back next week. Steve, Lucario, Myron, Solo, and Kevin, thank you guys all very much for making time for us tonight. We will see you next Sunday night on the 7.